Well, this is Irene with Hard Talk in the City. Welcome, all our viewers. Well, sometimes we think leadership is about being loud, it's about being grown up or fully formed. Well, but often it looks like curiosity. It looks like just showing up and choosing to care early. Today's conversation is with someone who reminds us that leadership isn't waiting in line behind us. It's about serving, it's about learning and growing as we serve. Well, we'll have our young guest today, Alekhya, welcome. And Alekhya, before we go into talking about your accolades and things you've achieved, tell us, who is Alekhya?
Well,
the girl, the friend, the daughter? Who is she?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me on this show. It's an amazing opportunity. My name is Alekhya Khandrika. I am a junior at Mountain House High School, and I am an active member of the community.
Your family, brothers, sisters? What do you like to do?
So, I live with my parents in Cuesta, and I have a little brother who is in the 5th grade, so my house is always very active, of course with boys. All of his friends come over to play, so it's always a very lively environment that I live in. I love to watch Formula One. It's one of my favorite sports. I like to read books, mainly biographies, and I like to watch the news and interviews regularly.
Okay, well, those are good activities compared to other people your age. Formula One, you must be very competitive as well, aren't you?
Yes, I am competitive, but I have a fine line between being competitive and being overly competitive.
Okay. All right, so now let's talk about the organizations. There is Project Lead the Way, am I right? Would you like to tell the viewer what it's all about?
So Project Lead the Way is a nonprofit organization that gives curriculum to elementary school, middle schools, and high schools across the nation and globally. I might be wrong about that, but yeah, so I am one of the Project Lead the Way students. There are 3 pathways: computer science, engineering, and biomedical sciences. I am currently enrolled in the biomedical sciences pathway. So with each pathway there are 4 classes, meaning 4 years worth of curriculum. So students who complete all 4 classes receive a cord during their graduation, and then they complete the capstone project related to their field of choice. So I am one of the many students who are in this pathway, and I'm currently in my 3rd year in the biomedical sciences pathway. We have Principles of Biomedical Sciences, which is the 1st year course. Then we go into Human Body Systems, the 2nd year course. Medical Interventions, which is the 3rd year course, and that's the one I am currently in. And in the 4th year we have Biomedical Innovations.
How about YAC? Would you like to tell us about YAC?
So YAC is the Youth Action Committee. We are a youth version of the City Council. So we operate like them, we keep minutes, we have agendas, and we do plan a lot of city events alongside the city. We supply the city with volunteers for some of their events, like the Juneteenth events, the music in the park. They come to us for volunteers, and we let the community know that, hey, there are these opportunities to volunteer. We do it in our meetings, and we do it through emails.
Okay. And yes, to our viewers, YAC, I think you have to be about 14 years to join YAC?
No. So for the Youth Action Committee, we take anybody from the grades 6th through 12th. So all students from that grade range are welcome to join YAC.
Okay. Well, yeah, I noticed in the summer you were very, very busy. And I would like to encourage the youth to join YAC. It's really, really beneficial for them to join, don't you think so?
Yes, I do. So during the summer, we're extra busy because we have a 5-week summer camp for grades 2 through 8th, where we have 1 week geared towards grades 6th through 8th. And we teach them about the high school and types of clubs they can join to really give them like an idea, because your classes that you take in high school are really, really important. And we want to make sure that all students have an equal opportunity to understand what opportunities and what classes they can take. And I think YAC, Youth Action Committee, is an amazing way to show leadership. So we have 5 council members, 2 shadow council members, and 3 co-chairs. So our 3 co-chairs are Ms. Tingle, Arjun Jaturu, and Willen D. Bennett. So they are the adults who watch over us, making sure we're going in the right direction. And then the 5 council members are the most active council members, whereas the 2 shadow council members are the people who have been on YAC for a long time. They're not so frontline anymore, but they can still provide experience to help the younger YAC council members grow. So I served 2 terms as an active council member, and I served a term as a shadow council member, giving my knowledge to the new YAC council members so that they can understand the processes and learn how to be the best person they can in serving the community.
Okay, that's really good. And so the council members are ideally students, aren't they?
They are. So ideally we pick students from the grades 9 through 11. Most of the time we'd like to take people in the 10th and 11th grades because they have the most experience and they have to be a part of YAC for quite a while, show that they have dedication, and show that they can commit to YAC because it is a time commitment.
Thank you for sharing. I hope the youth out there listening and taking notes. So can we talk about CVGCA GABA? It's an event that has happened in this community and it's a huge event. Kindly let the viewer know about this program or event or whatever it is later in time. Do you mind sharing?
Yeah, of course. So the CVGCA stands for the Central Valley Gujarati Community Association. So this organization consists of a group of people who are trying to bring Gujarati culture and traditions into the Central Valley by hosting Garba. Garba is a traditional Gujarati event where they do dances all night long. Of course not in Mountain House because we do have the sound limit, no more sound after 10 p.m. So yes, we close down, wind down at 10, but still it's an amazing event for our community. It's one of the largest events. People from all over the Bay and people flying from LA for this event. So it's a huge event and it's enjoyed throughout the community.
Okay, so are there any benefits to joining GABA? And can anybody from any other culture join GABA?
Yes, of course. People from all cultures are welcome to explore Garba and understand because it's knowledge at the end of the day, and knowledge should not be restricted to just a single group of people. Everyone deserves to understand and know.
Yes, I was just about to ask about its benefits. So it's knowledge and anything in particular you think?
So what I did with CVGCA Garba was I was in charge of the student volunteers for the event. So serving as a YAC and CVGCA have partnered together for many years. So when I got on council, I started working with the CVGCA. It started off with just working at the Holi event. So Holi is a traditional Indian event where colors are thrown at other people. So it's like powdered color, and we throw it at all our friends and we have so much fun. It's one of the funnest Indian holidays, and the first time I worked with them was at that event. And then they trusted me with their signature largest event, CVGCA Garba, and they trusted me to keep all the student volunteers in line. So we're on the field at around 8:39 and then we leave the field at 10:30 to 11, somewhere within that time frame. So I'm almost there the entire day. I leave for about an hour to get dressed and get ready, and then I get back on the field and I'm directing people, hey, do this, can you please do that? Because events of that scale cannot be done without volunteers, and especially students, they need volunteer hours, so it's a mutual benefit for both the event planners and the students.
Actually, talk about the volunteer hours. Most students don't know about the volunteer hours and the benefits. Would you like to speak to that?
So volunteer hours, it's very important. Of course, the high school mandates the 40 hours, but a lot of students go above and beyond. There are awards you can achieve for completing X amount of hours. Of course, we don't look for awards and accolades. We mainly look for passion, because I never look at it in terms of hours. I just put my effort, and then once I finish something, or how many ever hours I worked on it, if I reach my end result, I'll be happy. But if not, I'll work even more to bring it to that next level. And volunteer hours, don't think of it as a number. Think of it as an experience, because when you're volunteering, you never know who you might bump into. You never might know who you might meet. So those can prove to be relationships that matter in the future. When I volunteered at a CVGCA event, the first time I met Mr. Harrison, and then now I'm writing articles for him. So you never know what you might get out of it. So I think take it as an opportunity rather than something you find as a burden and you need to do.
Yes, absolutely. That's a lesson out there for the youth and most people. Don't just look at the hours, or I have to clock in 10 hours or 5 hours. No, look at what you learn from it and the opportunities that come out of it. And go the distance, finish what you need to do, and a little extra. And honestly, it pays back. Yes. Okay, so how did you get involved with the PLTW? How did it start?
So
the biomedical science, that's all related. How did it start?
So PLTW, anyone can sign up for those classes. So you choose, so in 8th grade in January, you choose the classes that you want to take at the high school. So I had a sort of passion for biomedical sciences because in 8th grade I was coaching Science Olympiad. So Science Olympiad is the science competition that they have nationally, internationally. It's one of the biggest science competitions, and I did it during 7th grade, and then I started coaching. I coached an event, the Bioprocess Lab, which was a success. It went very well. One of my teams went to states. That went nice. And yeah, I just started being interested in science, so I chose the biomedical sciences class, and then I slowly fell in love with the subject, and I'm continuing the courses. And I will complete my capstone project my senior year.
Okay, that's really good. Yeah, Science Olympiad is, my daughter told me about it. I think she participated through her school, and she really enjoyed it. I'm glad to hear you're also part of it and you're actually coaching. Okay, so let's talk about YAP, your day-to-day roles in YAP. What did they look like? Especially during the summer, I noticed you were all busy. What did the day-to-day roles look like? And leading 100+ people, especially teenagers? How does that work out? How do you do it?
So with working in YAC, my day-to-day life, I put about 10-15 minutes into it every single day. And for when we were approaching like bigger events like CVGCA Garba event or our signature summer camp event, of course more hours went into planning and executing. So I would write the emails. I served as a liaison for YAC, so I would communicate with people over email. I would not advertise, but I would design a lot of marketing collateral that went up on the city's social media. And so I was emailing, creating marketing collateral, and having fun while doing it. Because you should be enjoying what you're doing. If you're not enjoying what you're doing, then you shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah, you shouldn't be doing it. What was your experience working with your age mates?
So I think working with people in your grade or people you know, it's a blessing and a curse. So you can say like, oh, it's fun to be in charge of people who you know, but also you have to put your foot down and be like, hey, I'm your friend, but right now I am in charge of this event and I want it to go smoothly, so can we please work towards that? And may you please complete your tasks because they need to be done. You have to be strict, you have to put your foot down. And if people want to be upset about it, let them be upset about it because you don't answer to them, you don't need to answer to them because they didn't even want to understand you in the first place.
I hope you didn't run into any of those, did you?
No.
They all adhered.
Huh?
They all participated, I'm sure.
They did. Again, working with high schoolers, you can't expect 100%, but you can at least expect 50-75% because you're getting free food, you're getting free entry, and the tickets are also expensive and they sell out really quickly. So yes, we do expect you to complete a little bit of the work, but if you have fun here and there, that's totally okay because even I enjoy working with my friends. So you have to have fun.
Okay, I'm sure. So I hope they've had. There's free food.
Volunteers, for volunteers only.
Only volunteers, so make sure you volunteer. Alright, let's talk about, you stepped down, right? That was Yak. So that's really, stepping down from leadership positions, it's not very easy for people. People want to hang on. That shows humility. It shows, you listen, and you want growth for others as well. Can you speak to that as well?
So I stepped down from Yak in September. I served one council term when I was in the 8th grade, and then I served again the second semester of my 9th grade, so from 2024, January, February time period, all the way up until September of 2025. So I served for about over 1.5 years. And yes, it did hurt me a little to step down because it's something that I really enjoyed. But another thing you have to look at is that if I don't step down, no one else is going to have an opportunity. And I don't want to hog a seat and be like, I only want to do this. No, that's incorrect. And I felt like my time was up because I put as much effort as I could into it and I was getting busy. So it's fine to move on to something else. Yeah. As long as you hold on to the values that you got from working in the previous.
That's true. There's a saying that goes, even the best dancer leaves the stage. I mean, just because you're the best doesn't mean you should just stay on there. You need to move away and let somebody else.
Because you get more busy as you enter and as you progress in life, as you grow older, you start to get even more busier. So what used to be so much time for Yak, it started to reduce. So that was okay for me. Yes. I left it and it's now thriving and it's doing really well.
And you can lead from the sidelines as a mentor. And that's a lesson people should learn. Okay, so what drives Alekhya? What drives you? Where does that drive come from?
I think my drive is natural. I'm a very optimistic person. I'm a very outgoing person. So I like to be among people. And when I'm doing community leadership and when I'm among the community, I'm in my element. And I enjoy being in my element the most.
Okay. Is that something you like doing very well? I was about to ask you. Anything you like doing very well and you put your heart to it?
That's what I put my heart to because it's my element. It's what I like, it's what I enjoy, and it's what I put my most effort into it. Working with people and being in the community, I've liked it since I was a kid and I'm continuing to enjoy it.
Okay, that's a very good spirit. What keeps you going when you're overwhelmed?
What keeps me going? I think it's important to take breaks. Because with balancing school, my extracurriculars, and leading in the community, all of these events take months of preparation. So for the CVGCA GARPA, they prepare for like 6 months, I believe. And I sit in meetings for like the last 1.5 months. We start talking around August. We start talking end of July, beginning of August, if the event is in September or October. And we plan from there about like 1 hour to 2 hours a week, and especially when it's the week of the event, there's multiple hours that go into it, combined with school stress, tests, homework. Of course, it's very overwhelming, but I think I understand that, hey, I'm starting to spiral, so I need to take a break. And also, you have to set X amount of time. So let's say I want to finish this task of writing emails. I'm only going to take 30 minutes maximum, and I have to send it. So I time myself saying that, hey, I need to finish this in 30 minutes and then I'm done. So I think it's important to not drag something on, just put a full stop to it when it's time.
Okay. Is that something you'd like to tell other people, your peers about being overwhelmed?
Yeah, a lot of people burn themselves out unnecessarily by taking too many classes, by doing a lot of extracurriculars, but that's unnecessary. You do what you like. Doing something you don't like just puts you through unnecessary stress and unnecessary emotional burden. Pick 3 or 4 activities that you like and really commit to it rather than doing 10 activities that you don't like.
Okay, how has service changed how you show up? How has serving Athens and the community, how has it changed the way you show up
I think
for yourself,
the
for your family?
Definitely raised me. I've been a part of YAC since I was in the 7th grade. So yeah, I've been a part of it for about 4 years now. It's a long time. So I did learn a lot about how to talk to other people because, you know, I came from just being a regular 12-year-old to being able to sit here and talk professionally and maturely, and I completely credit that to one of my mentors, Miss Tingle. She is one of the city council members, and she's just an amazing person, and she really mentored me and coached me about how to behave and how to present myself. She's also the chair of YAC, so that's kind of how I met her, and she told me about YAC and I joined. And I still talk to her to this day, and I take a lot of advice from her because she's just such a knowledgeable person.
Miss Tingle is such a great mentor. I've met her and I've also seen her how she approaches the youth. She's a huge mentor.
That's her element.
Yes,
You
that's true.
thrive the most in your element.
Okay. So through this entire experience, who are you becoming?
I think I'm becoming someone who enjoys being in the community, enjoys leading, and enjoys helping other people. And I'm becoming stronger, I'm becoming more independent, and I'm becoming more confident.
Okay. Would you say the same thing for Alekhya, the girl at home? The daughter?
The daughter at home is a little more relaxed, but when she needs to step up, she can step up and attain that level of maturity.
Okay.
She's just dormant at home. She's just taking it easy at home.
She's just
Because you need a place to just decompress
absolutely.
and have fun.
Yeah, but I'm sure your parents see that, a leader. And are you the boss lady? You said you have brothers. Are you the boss?
I have one brother.
Okay.
One brother. So I wouldn't call myself a boss, but whenever we're doing something, I'm pretty strict with my little brother, especially when we're like studying or just completing an activity. I'm like, hey, we can have fun, we can goof around, but right now this is what needs to be done. So I think I carry that with me. I get that from working with a bunch of people my own age. It's like, we can have fun. I'm totally down for it, but we need to finish this right now, and I think he just gets the same exact treatments.
And your interest in healthcare, how does it connect to your community service?
So my father, he is one of my biggest inspirations. He has a company. So my great-grandmother was bedridden for the last several years of her life, and my grandfather would carry her to the restroom and back, and obviously he was in his late 60s and she was also old. She was in her late 90s. And don't quote me on ages, don't know the exact ages, but yes, they were older, and obviously that puts a lot of physical stress on a caregiver, and caregivers in general. It puts a lot of physical stress on them. So he wanted to make his grandfather's life a little easier, so he made a wheelchair that would convert into a bed, and it would go on to the toilet, so it had a commode. And it was such a useful invention, and he's currently building that. And that's kind of how I see myself in the future, helping him out, helping the community in that aspect.
Thank you for sharing that background. Your background it explains a lot of who you are, wanting to serve, and also learning from your dad and him being your inspiration. That's really, really phenomenal.
My mom too.
Thank you for that. So Ed, do you have any advice to students who would like to step into a leadership role or going to STEM subjects at the same time, learn how to balance being into leadership and their education, especially when it comes to subjects that are very, very demanding.
Yeah, so with people going into the biomedical field, they have to understand that there's a lot of content that they have to cover, and it's very in-depth content, and they have to be extremely focused. And another thing I do see, especially with a lot of high school students, they try to do so many things. They take so many AP classes, even though they're not interested in going into that field. So my question is, why unnecessarily burn out yourself? It's fine to not do like an AP history class. That's okay. The goal is for you to show that you can excel in what you like. So don't excel in something you don't like. You're unnecessarily putting pressure on yourself, and it's just not a situation anybody wants to be in. So my advice to students is to pick something you like and just focus on it. Don't pick 100 things, pick 1 or 2 things, but really, really focus on those 1 or 2 things. And with people in leadership, my only advice would be, don't hide yourself. Just be natural, be comfortable, because people are not going to listen to someone who doesn't trust themselves, who are not confident. If you're not confident, I'm not going to sit here and listen to you. So be confident, be natural. That's my advice. And another thing, put your foot down, be strict. You have to. If you're not strict, chaos will unfold.
Yeah, that's true. The discipline, do what you do best, don't overload yourself. Those are lessons.
And there's lessons that I went through. My 9th grade, I tried to do everything, and it didn't go well. So now I'm telling people, why? Why are you doing all of that? Don't do it. I mean, it went well, but in the end of the day, I just felt extremely burnt out, and that's not what I wanted for myself. So I started cutting back. I picked, okay, I want to do this, and then I can cut this portion out. Mm-hmm. So I did.
Mm-hmm. Just space yourself out and do only what you do best. Yeah, thank you for that advice. I hope our listeners have taken some lessons from this bright young lady. And this goes to show that when young people are trusted, when they're given opportunities, our communities realize that, you know what, we don't have to wait for them to be adults, but from a young age, they can lead, they can serve, and they can help our communities grow into strong communities. Thank you for listening in. This has been Heart Talk in the City, and thank you for joining us. We're so grateful to have you here at Heart Talk in the City.
Thank you so much for having me, and thank you for giving me this opportunity. It means a lot.
Absolutely, we'd love to host you again. Thank you.